Hello, this is a multi-part video that I aim to record to walk you through some of the rework that I've been doing on the PCBs. So these videos can be used as some references down the road for the factory, and also it's might be educational overall. So basically right now I have this Raspberry Pi which is connected to the sideboard. So in this design we use a MicroSD format shaped SD card, which is just a connector, has 8 pins and connects to an 8-pin FPC cable. And then on one side we have this design which is just a passive PCB in the shape of a micro SD card, and it brings the signal to the micro SD card reader in the back. So it's basically an extension. It acts like a cable basically, and brings the signals back, and then you can insert the micro SD card here. So the problem with this board is that it does not boot up, and it usually happens when there is some sort of like connection issue through this SD card. So we do boot up check, and then if this happens, it's most likely something is wrong with the connection on the FPC connectors, and usually and very rarely on the reader SD card reader connector on the board. So in this video, I'm just going to use a multimeter to do a continuity test. So the way I do it, I'm going to put this on the beep so you can hear the beep. So when you have the continuity, we hear the beep in the video. And I'm going to touch the first pad on this one, and then I'm going to touch the corresponding pin on the SD card socket, basically, or the SD card reader. Okay, so let's do it. I don't know the orientation. Okay, so this goes to the back. This is the first one on the left hand side of me on this end, and then it's connected to the top one here. So I go to the second one. Second one we have continuity. On the third one has continuity. Fourth one seems to have continuity. Fifth one has continuity. Let's go to the sixth. Sixth has, and then we go to the next one. This is it probably, and then we'll go to the end. Okay, so the last two don't have continuity. You can see I'm on the last one and it doesn't connect, and the one before the last, same story. So we have two opens. So it can't be possible that we have opens on this end or on this end. So both joints needs to be investigated. So basically, I'm gonna do some optical inspection on the connections on both ends. And in the next video, I'm gonna walk through the rework process on how to rework the pins. And so right now, I guess we can, so I'm gonna test to see if it's coming from this connector. So this one, the last pin, okay, let me see how it goes. We have this one the first one connected to, oh yeah, so this pin on the top is connected to the first one, and the last one should be connected to the last one, but it's not. So it's basically that the issue is with this connector. If they were connected, I'm touching the contact on the connector here, and it's not connected to the pad underneath. Let's try the next one. Yeah, so we have an issue on the receiving connector, not on the transmitting connector. Yep, so there are two open ports, like two open connections here on the right, and then I'm gonna rework it in the next video. So but basically we start from end to end, and then we narrow our search. So we go end to end if one of the pins fail, and then we're gonna go from the from the beginning to the next stop point, which is here. And then if we pass here, it's most likely the connection here. So we have 3 connection points that we can connect in that process. From my experience, most of these are okay. We had this manufactured by JLC PCB. We had some issues with them, but we need to work on the connectivity improvement of the FPC connector here. Sometimes there's lack of solder paste and the connector doesn't sit flush with the PCB and things like that. That can create an issue on the connection. Also, one last thing I wanted to mention is that we have designed a test rig to test the continuity. So I'm right now doing it a multimeter to do the continuity test. But I have designed a test rig that we use a Ethernet RJ45 cable tester. So we designed some jigs that basically one side was going to be Ethernet cable RJ45 connector, and the other end is going to be a female microSD card reader. And then on this end, we have some design like this, which connects into the microSD female connector. And then on the other hand, we have a Ethernet jack. So we have like 2 Ethernet jacks, which is 8 pin exactly with the SD card. And then they connect to each of these 8 pins. And then the cable tester will check for all connections at once, and it's going to be a much faster process than doing it with a multimeter. So basically that's the next step is going to be to rework it, and then we're going to retest at the end.